It was Monday, February 2016. Zimbabwe were 224 for 9 in the 49th over being bowled by Keemo, replying to West Indies 226 of their 50 overs at the 2016 Under-19 World Cup. As Keemo ran in, he saw that Richard Ngara, who was the non-striker, as he ran into bowl to Kundai, who was on 10 from 17 deliveries. He realized that Richard Ngara was backing up too far. He realized that Ngara was cheating. He realized that Ngara was out of his crease. And Keemo mankered him. It was a run out that echoed over the entire cricketing world as it defies opinion. But West Indies won that final match in their Group C encounter and qualified for the quarterfinals of the 2016 Under-19 World Cup and went on to win it. It has been the only World Cup that West Indies has won at the Under-19 level. 2 years later, 2 years, 1 month, and 18 days later to be exact, on March 19, 2018, Zimbabwe were chasing 290 made by West Indies, thanks to a good innings from that man, Marlon Samuels of 88 and Shea Hope who made 76. But Brandon Taylor with a magnificent century threatened to take Zimbabwe to victory. Keemo was handed the ball and led by a charismatic man in the crowd, a young man. He riled up the Zimbabwe crowd against Keemo and they made him remember that incident that happened 2 years ago. However, Keemo again came out victorious as his 2 wickets led West Indies to a 1-run win in that match as Zimbabwe was bowled out for 289 of their 50 overs. 289 for 6 at the end of their 50 overs. West Indies winning that match again and going on to qualify for the 2019 ODI World Cup in England. Hello everyone and welcome to the show. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. Mother's Day. Mother's Day is on Sunday. Click on those links in the video description and get some wonderful presents for those special ladies in your life. Check out Mojo Boutique. Yes, they are in the video description. Check out them for fine furniture and decors, handcrafted furniture. You must check out Mojo Boutique in the video description. 5 years on from those 2 incidents, Keemo again will be returning to Harare in Zimbabwe with the West Indies team in another World Cup qualifying situation. I am happy that Keemo is in this West Indies team. I'm glad that he has been recalled. I think it is time due. Just about 20 minutes from now, Cricket West Indies will be having a press conference, and I'll be joining that press conference. I won't be long here today. I'll be joining that press conference. I'll leave a minute or 2 before the press conference. I think at that press conference, they are going to confer that Otis Gibson and Darren Sammy are the head coaches for the red ball and white ball team, respectively. I expect them to confirm that in just about. But I also expected at that press conference, they'll be talking about the one-day squad that have been selected for the World Cup. More or less, they will not be saying much about the team that was selected from the UAE, because clearly it is the World Cup players minus those who have asked for a rest. So I expect them to take some questions about the team for the World Cup. Now, when I look at that World Cup squads, 10 players, I tick them off right away. They should have been here. But there are 5 players, 3 in particular, who would not have been there for me. Another 2 is 50-50. Let's look at the 2 50-51 first. Shamar Brooks. In 2022, Shamar Brooks scored the second highest number of runs for West Indies in ODI cricket. And so he got a pass in South Africa. He did not do so well in South Africa. I would not have carried him to the World Cup. However, I am not going to bash his selection 100%. I understand that having been the second highest run scorer for West Indies in 2022 in ODI cricket, it's okay for him to get another chance, but he needs to score some runs, but I would not have taken him. The other person that I would not have taken, but I have no complaint that he's there, is Jason Holder. I would probably have taken Odin Smith ahead of Jason Holder. But again, I'm not going to quarrel about Jason Holder inclusion ahead of Odin Smith. So those two players are 50-50 for me. I would not have taken them, but I do not have an issue taking them. The three players that I cannot understand why they're in the team though is Yannick Carrier, Casey Carty, and Ruston Chase. I have not seen what these players have done to be in the team ahead of players like Johnson Charles, Alec Atanase, Kevin Sinclair, and Kavim Hodge. I cannot see. I look, for example, and I was doing some research. I was researching Casey Carter performance against Kavim Hodge. And for the last three tournaments that both players played in, Kavim Hodge have outscored Casey Carty in all three of them. Some would say that Casey Carty is 26 and Kavim Hodge is 30. But this is the West Indies senior team. It is not an age group team. It is a senior team, and you should play based on your performances. And in the last three championships, that is the CG Super 50 tournament last year, the just concluded regional 4-day cricket tournament, and the recently concluded Weeks Headley series, Kavim Hodge have scored more runs than Casey Carty in all three of those competitions. In fact, Kavim Hodge was named to the team of the CG United Super 50 tournament last year. He was a member of that team. So if he being a member of that team, why is it that he is not in our ODI team to the World Cup? So I cannot understand how Kavim Hodge is not in the team. Alec Atanase, who have progressed so well over the last year. In fact, in last year's regional Super 50 tournament, he was the only batsman to score 2 centuries. And he did very well also in the regional 4-day cricket tournament. Now, some would say, why are we crossing tournament? But Desmond Haynes in his speech have clearly referred to performances of players in one format of the cricket. That's why they were selected to another format. So I cannot understand why Alec Atanase, why Johnson Charles. Can someone please explain to me why Johnson Charles, our most prolific batsman in the recently concluded series in South Africa, is not in our ODI team? Or can you go ahead and pick someone like Shamar Brooks ahead of Johnson Charles? How? Please explain to me. Why is Ruston Chase in the team ahead of someone like Kevin Sinclair or Kavim Hodge? Why? While I can understand the selection of Brooks and Holder, I can go with those. I cannot understand why Carrier, why Carty, why Chase, why those three are in the team ahead of any of these four: Johnson Charles, Alec Atanase, Kevin Sinclair, and Kavim Hodge. We wish the team well as they go to Zimbabwe. Just like how we wish the team well in Bangladesh and as always. These three players would not have been in my team. But I hope that they will go to Zimbabwe and they will perform well. I'm very happy to see that Keemo is back into the team. Now, I usually would not have selected Gudakesh Moti for my ODI team. But I think Desmond Haynes sold it to me. He sold Gudakesh Moti to me. He looked at the number of wickets that Moti got in the series against Zimbabwe in Zimbabwe. And he said that since Moti had gotten so many wickets in that series, and the conditions are expected to be the same, he is carrying Moti for this ODI World Cup qualifiers. So I understand the Moti selection. I have no issue with the rest of the team. 12 players, 10 same. I agree with 10 wholeheartedly. Brooks and Older, 50-50. Carty, Carrier, and Chase would not have been in my squad any at all. And Desmond Haynes need to answer. In the press conference coming up in just under about 15 minutes, I will be asking him these questions. Why are these 3 players in the team ahead of these 4 players? I hope they take my questions. The champion. How you doing, the champion? Good morning. Hit that like button. Thank you, champion. Please slash on a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. Please, it's free to subscribe and you only have to click once. And please remember, Mother's Day is on Sunday. Some wonderful gifts that you can get those special ladies in your life. Keemo, Fragile Paul returns. Nice. Fragile. Well, Mr. Casanova, I'm very glad that he's there. Good morning, Caris. Good morning. How are you? Mr. Casanova. They need to get rid of these selectors, that they keep selecting these players that are underperforming other players. That is so true. I cannot understand it, Mr. Casanova. If you look back at the statistics, Keemo, not Keemo Paul, because Keemo Paul have done well, and Keemo Paul should have even been selected before now. But look at Kavim Hodge. Why is Kavim Hodge not in this team? Why is Alec Atanase and Johnson Charles not in this team? The last time that Kevin Sinclair played an ODI series for the West Indies, he was the leading bowler in that series, and he has not seen back the team as yet. Thank you all for tuning in. As I said, I'm going to go to the press conference. As soon as the name of those coaches have been confirmed, I'll be back here with you live. I'll be back here live. By about 10:25, I'll be back live. So look out for me. I'm coming back about 10:25. So please, slash a like on the video. Have a great day, and I'll be back live. Johnson Charles supposed to be tried out in Zimbabwe, but unfortunately, they have boxed him in as a T20 player. But there are no boxing in. According to Desmond Haynes, there's no boxing because Desmond Haynes have been talking of when Desmond Haynes selected Alec Atanase for the tour of South Africa, for the test tour of South Africa, Desmond Haynes mentioned Alec Atanese's performances in the CG United 50 over competition. He did, right? And he mentioned against someone yesterday. I cannot remember that person that he mentioned, but he mentioned against someone performances yesterday why they were selected for this ODI squad that is going to play in the World Cup. Caris Sinclair getting a raw deal. It appears so. I'm very disappointed about the Sinclair selection, and I have done a video detailing how disappointed and how unexplainable it is for Sinclair not to have been selected in the squad that went to South Africa for ODI series. That video is on the Cricket Forum homepage. Please look at that video. They are finished with Edmeyer and Lewis. Apparently, Edmeyer and Lewis have not been named in this squad. I don't know if they were contacted. I don't know if they decided they won't play, or Cricket West Indies or Desmond Haynes have just looked past them. But thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to prepare for that press conference. I hope to get a few questions in. Please flash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. And remember, check out those links in the video description for some great Mother's Day present. Send those special ladies in your life some present. Thank you all. Have a good day. But I'll be back in less than half an hour. See you then. Take care now.